श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की, श्रीमद् युगल सरकार की जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। दिवाकरी प्रपन्नाहं गुरु पादा रविन्दयोः तस्य प्रेरणया तस्य दिव्यादेशं वहाम्यहम्। मन्नाथः श्री जगन्नाथो मद्गुरुः श्री जगद्गुरुः मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा कृपालु गुरवे नमः। ध्यानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्तिः पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदम् मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यम् भक्तिमूलं गुरोर्कृपा। नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गद रुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपुः कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति। यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तग्वंह देवमात्म बुद्धिप्रकाशम्। मुमुक्षु चक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, चार दीना की बात अरे मन चार दीना की बात अरे शरद चांदनी बीते नरतनु शरद चांदनी बीते नरतनु शरद चांदनी बीते नरतनु शरद चांदनी बीते ऊनी अंधियारी रात अरे मन 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 तू सोवत कछु जानत नाही 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 काल लगा यो घात अरे मन काल लगायो घात अरे मन काल लगा यो घात अरे मन काल लगायो घात अरे मन तज तन नींद यद्यपि विषयन की तजत न नींद यद्यपि विषयन की तजत न नींद यद्यपि विषयन की तजत न नींद यद्यपि ते खात अरे मन छिन छिन जूते खात अरे छीन छीन जूते खात अरे मन छीन छीन जूते खात अरे चार दिना की बात अरे मन चार दिना की बात अरे चार दिना की बात अरे मन चार दिना की बात अरे the root cause of all Mayic afflictions and defilements is desire. We wonder from time to time about the cause of unrest in the world at present. The saints and scriptures tell us the reason. They tell us that the reason for unrest in the world is desire for worldly material things, material objects, and material people. We have 5 senses, and through these 5 senses, we form desires for the world. The sense of sight, perception, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. These are the 5 senses we have, and their corresponding 5 objects. What is the cause of desires? What causes or what induces desires in our consciousness? So the answer can be summed up in one word, and that is attachment. Attachment gives rise to desires in our consciousness. When we develop love, affection for anyone or any object in the world, we desire that individual or that object. When we feel infatuated with any object or, for that matter, person in this world. There must be some among you here who are addicted to tea and coffee. So these cravings, we keep getting these cravings at regular intervals, regardless of the place and time, because we have a natural tendency to desire the objects that we are attached to. So all of our likes and dislikes depend upon our attachment to people and objects in the world. And an alcoholic loves the smell of alcohol, which is not desired, or a teetotaler feels repulsed by. A mother derives pleasure by kissing or in kissing her child. However much dirty that child may be. And a person that's watching the mother kissing the child wonders how she can bear to touch that grubby child. Although that person forgets that they also ignore the wrongs or the defects of the ones that they are attached to. So the perceptions of beauty and ugliness also varies upon our attachment. It varies upon our attachment. So it is because of attachment that desires, they arise in our mind. Now, what is the reason behind attachment? Why do we get attached to things and people in the world? So Shri Krishna tells us in the Gita, Dhyayato vishayan punsah sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamah kamat krodho bhijayate. So Shri Krishna tells us in the Gita that when we repeatedly think of any object or individual as a source of happiness, as a source of joy or pleasure, when we keep repeating, when we contemplate on something or someone as being a source of joy and happiness, we develop an attachment. We become attached. So all of us individually have our own set of attachments. From our very childhood to now, we have our own set of attachments. For example, a chain smoker. Someone who was a chain smoker was not born a smoker, of course. And if you were to ask that person, they would probably tell you that the very first cigarette that they ever smoked, they absolutely dreaded it. They did not like it. It didn't feel good. But then what happened? How did they develop that passion or that attraction or that attachment? How? Because they repeated this one thought in their head that it is a source of joy. And they continued smoking over a few days, few weeks, months. And then they received that prestigious title, chain smoker. Because it was through repeatedly contemplating. That is how attachment develops. And why? Why do we contemplate happiness in any one person or any individual or things of the world? Why? There's one reason. Because we as individuals or souls are a spark of divinity, a part and parcel of God. And therefore, it is inherent within every individual. We all, as individuals, possess this inborn quality. It is our very nature to seek and aspire for one thing alone, and that is happiness, joy. We seek one thing only through all of our actions, through all of our endeavors, through all of our efforts, anything and everything we do, every action points in one direction alone, and that is happiness. So we all single-handedly desire happiness. And so we seek it in everything, everywhere, all the time. Unceasingly, we seek happiness because it is our very nature. आनंद पाने की गोविंद राधे जीव में नित्य आकांक्षा बता दे. Radha Govind Geet. Shukdev Paramhans tells Parikshit in the Bhagavatam, Sukhay karmani karoti loko nataihi sukham vanyaduparamam va vindeta bhuyastata eva dukkham yadatra yuktam bhagavan vadennah. Bhagavatam. So Shukdev Paramhans tells Parikshit that the single motive behind each and every action of each and every individual is the attainment of happiness. He further tells him, Sarvesham api bhutanam ripasvadmaiva ballabha itare patya vittadyas tadvallabhatayaivahi. Bhagavatam. And we as individuals, we desire happiness, our own happiness. We cannot desire the happiness of another individual. We desire our own happiness. Everything that we do is centered around our own aspiration for pleasure, not for anyone else. So, this call for happiness comes from the soul. It comes from the soul. It's an inner urge that we all experience. Although we may not consciously perceive it in our head, but it comes from within us. And that is why we seek it. We desire it. Jiver swarup hoy Krishner nitya das. We, the individual soul, is the servant of Radha Krishna. Soul, we, the real I. We are the servant of Radha Krishna, and the mind, along with the body and senses, is the natural servant of the real I, Jivatma, the soul. So the soul, we are the servant of Radha Krishna, and the mind, along with the body and senses, is the servant of the soul. So we, the soul, we seek our real divine master. We seek our real divine master. But the natural servant, which is the mind, does not know anything about Radha Krishna because it is a product of Maya. The mind is a product of Maya. So, what does it do? According to its ability and intellect, the mind provides material things to please or to satiate the hunger of the soul, us, the Jivatma. The soul seeks or it yearns for the divine, and the mind ignorantly or unknowingly keeps offering material things. And that is why the soul, or us, the individual soul, we are never satisfied. And because all perceptions are material, so anything and everything material can never satisfy the inner call of the soul. Just as a few months old baby or a few months old child cries when he is hungry, but he doesn't know the actual cause of his uneasiness or discomfort. So what does he do? The toy that he's holding in his hand, he puts it into his mouth, hoping that that will console him. According to his understanding, whatever understanding that it has or he has, puts the toy in his mouth. For a moment, he feels consoled. What does he do in the next moment? He dumps it, throws it, and looks for something else. So in the same way, our mind does not know anything about our inner urge, about our real inner urge. But due to the dissatisfaction caused by the inner demand, the mind, according to its ability, gives all of these material things limited to our 5 physical senses, as I mentioned earlier, gives all of these material things. But because these material things are not the real demand of the soul, we can never be satisfied by any standard of material achievements. And this has been our experience life after life after life. So that dissatisfaction, it prevails. And each endeavor, or each time we endeavor to feel or to experience lasting happiness, what happens? We feel more and more aggravated, agitated. That agitation or that restlessness, it only perpetuates. It doesn't diminish. No, it only perpetuates. That is what happens. So our scriptures tell us, Sarve kshayanta nichayaha patananta samuchrayaha sanyoga viprayoganta maranantancha jivanam. everything in this world deteriorates, fades, and finishes. Nothing is stable. Every sweet meeting will end up in separation. And everyone that is living will have to die one day. This is this creation. This is the style of this world. This is how this world, this is the nature of this creation. So as an illustration of this point, we read in the Mahabharata about a king. His name was Srinjay. So this king, he asked Naraji for something. So he asked Naraji to bless him with a son. So Naraji thought, what a foolish request. He wants to be blessed with a son. He has had so many sons in his infinite lives, past lives. He had 1 son, 2 sons, 10 sons, 50 sons. When he was in the body of a cat and a dog and a pig. And he's still not satisfied. Nevertheless, what he is asking for is nothing big at all. I will get him off my back and give him something as trivial as a son that he's asking for. So anyway, Naraji said, okay, you will have a son. But for this king, that was not enough. So he said to Naraji, I want a son whose body will produce gold. That's the kind of son I want. One who will produce gold through all of his bodily functions. That is the kind of son I want. So Naraji smiled and thought, this king is going to see bad days. He's setting himself up. So Naraji, nevertheless, said, all right. He had a son. And the name of his son was Suvarnasthivi, one whose body produces gold. So every day this boy, he gave half a kilo. So 2.2 pounds equals 1 kilo. So just over 1 pound of gold twice a day he gave. So everything that he excreted through his body, whether it was perspiration or mucus or anything for that matter, all of the excretions turned to gold. So the king, he grew very wealthy. Even his palace was made of gold. And so this attracted the attention of bandits, because every king has limited wealth, but Srinjay's wealth was multiplying every day. It was multiplying every day. And so such an occurrence cannot remain a secret for long. So the bandits, they found out and they kidnapped the prince. So many bandits actually had to join hands to defeat the king's army, but they managed. They did. So when the question came of distributing the spoils of this child, they all decided that they would take turns. But it so happened that they all started squabbling among each other, and they finally divided his body into 12 parts. So we can imagine what happened. The king, for one thing, lost his son. The prince himself was gone, and none of those bandits got any. gold in the end. So this is the consequence, or these are the consequences of material attainments. They always end up in sorrows and disappointments. So in this line, Sri Maharaj is explaining, Tajatana neend yadapi vishayanake chhin chhin jute khat. That even though you are kicked and slapped left, right, and center with disappointments, you still do not abandon, you still do not renounce your stupor of ignorance. So it is as I explained on the first day, the intellect is addressing the mind. So it is the buddhi that is scolding the mind. That is it not enough that you've been through so much suffering over the course of infinite lives, and even in this life, you are doing the same thing. So let us continue. Char Dina ki baat are mana. Char Dina ki baat अवसर चूकी फिरिय चौरासी अवसर चूकी अवसर अवसर चूकी फिरिय चौरासी अवसर चूकी फिरिय पछितात अरे मन करमी जत पछितात अरे पछितात अरे मन करमी जत पछितात अरे मन चार दिना की बात 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 So, as I had mentioned on the first day, that because we have been endowed with this precious human life, the Vedas caution us. They alert us. And by telling us, as it is described in the Kathopanishad, this verse actually is on that panel up there in the corner. So after, at some point, if you'd like to just glance up there and read it. Ihache dashakat bodhum praksharirasya visrasaha tatah sargeshu lokeshu sharirattvaya kalpate. If you have not realized divine love before the time of your death, you will fall into the abyss of darkness and suffer for millions and millions of years by taking birth in different species of life. Although there is no guarantee for even 24 hours that a person will remain safe and sound both in body and mind. And yet, people go on making plans for their future. When the Pandavas were passing their 12 years in exile, Yudhishthir, the eldest of the five, he met a celestial being at a pond when he went to fetch water. In fact, he went to look for his brothers. So, this celestial being asked 60 questions. And one of them was, Kim Ashcharyam? What is the greatest wonder of this world? So Yudhishthir, he replied, Ahanyahani bhutani gachanti hiyamalayam sheshah sthiratvam icchanti kimashcharyamatah param. So he said that every day people see people in this world leaving this world, whether young or old. And yet, the viewer, the person that is witnessing, does not think that they will also die one day. What could be more wondrous than this? This world is so sweet looking. It appears to be so sweet and attractive. This outer physical world that we perceive. It is so sweet looking that we, people, we get caught up in its elusive appearance and forget the true aim of this human life. The reason the reason that this life or this human birth has been granted to us, has been given to us, we forget. And it is a divine rule that human life is the only opportunity one gets to transcend the limitations of this world and realize ultimate divine happiness. It is only in this human form, because there is no other form of life, no other species, including the celestial gods, that anyone could realize their ultimate aim except for this life. So when a person is dying in the world, that person recalls his past deeds, whatever he did throughout his life, and feels repentant for his wrongful doings. He realizes the truth of fake pleasures and selfish relations of this world. And at that time, he wishes to recoup the loss. But it's too late, because the time has passed. So then what happens? Such a person dies helplessly and proceeds into darkness. Into darkness. That is what happens as a consequence. Even though we may not think about it in conscious life, in our day-to-day, but this is what the scriptures proclaim. So, let us continue in Char Dina ki baat are mana. Char Dina ki baat are रसिकन कही कृपालु मानो गहु रसिकन कही कृपालु रसिकन कही कृपालु मानु गहु रसिकन कही कृपालु युगल चरण जल जात अरे मन युगल चरण जल जात युगल चरण जल जात अरे मन युगल चरण जल जात अरे चार दिना की बात So once the opportunity is lost, it is lost for an unimaginable length of time. But while we have the chance and the opportunity, as it is described in the last line, Rasikana kahi Kripalu manu gahu, yugala charana jalajat. So we can avoid that extreme situation of endless despair, as it is described in the previous line, that once the opportunity is gone, inevitably we go back in that cycle again for who knows how long. But we can avoid it because we have a chance. How? We can heed the teachings of a God-realized personality. Heed the teachings of a saint and cross this bondage, this ocean of Maya, and enter the divine abode of Shri Radha Krishna with their grace and the grace of their associates. So, by submitting our heart and mind, by offering our love at their lotus feet. If we ask, well, how am I supposed to love God? Well, how do you love anyone in the world? In exactly the same way, with that same exact heart and mind, with the same feelings, the same senses, the same everything. That is exactly what we do in devotion. That's what we have to do. We don't have to do anything different. We don't have to bring a sixth sense from anywhere. We don't have to go on Amazon to order it. No, we don't have to do anything like that. We just have to be who we are, and with a childlike, simple, loving, sincere, faithful heart, call out to them. That is all we have to do. Because it's not like we don't know how to humble ourselves, because we do that all the time in the world. We humble ourselves before people in the world constantly, all the time, for the fulfillment of our self-interest. So, our true interest, the word swartha in Sanskrit, swa means I. So, I, the identity for ignorant people is its physical body. And for those who are wise, who have received knowledge from such a divine personality, they understand that their identity, or they are not this physical body, but the soul. So the interest of the body is served by people around us. People around us, they serve us, our physical body. So our connection or our relationship to them is confined to this material physical body for as long as it is alive. It has life in it. But the real I So, the real I, the soul. Swa means I, the identity, we, this individual soul. And Artha means the interest. So the interest of the body, this world, material happiness, material things, and material people. They're the source. But the interest of the soul can be served only through God's love. Because we are a part of God. So our interest, our true interest, can only be served when we offer our heart and mind, when we do bhakti, surrender, purify our heart, and receive that grace of our Guru. And ultimately, upon total heart purification, we will receive that divine vision of Sri Radha Krishna with the grace of our Guru. So, all we have to do is heed the teachings of a divine personality. Now, just as a way of wrapping up my talk and the explanation of this pad, I would like to sing some of the dohas from Radha Govind Geet, which depict the importance of human life, just the essence of everything that I have yet shared with you all. Hari ki kripa te kabhu Govind Radhe nar tanu mile vayu hi na gava de ati durlabh tino Govind Radhe nar tanu shraddha Guru sharan bata de Hari ko na bhulo man Govind Radhe nar tanu sur durlabh na gama de Ayu jal bulbula Govind Radhe जाने कब फूट जाए मन को बता दे राधे राधे बोल मन गोविंद राधे तन का भरोसा नहीं क्षण में छिना दे हरि की शरण गहु गोविंद राधे हाय हाय में काहे जन्म गवा दे मुट्ठी बांधे आया था तू गोविंद राधे हाथ पसारे जाए मन को बता दे गर्भ से न लाया कछु गोविंद राधे संग भी न जाए कछु मन को बता दे अवसर बीत्यो जात गोविंद राधे आज कल परसों में बरसों गवा दे गर्भ में किए थे वादे गोविंद राधे भक्ति ही करूँगा किंतु भूल गए वादे भजूंगा भजूंगा कही गोविंद राधे काहे अगणित जन्म यूं ही गवा दे. So these dohas, they depict the importance of human life, the transient nature of human life, this esteemed opportunity that we have to elevate ourselves, and how we should surrender to Shri Radha Krishna instead of running like a mad person after worldly, sensual gratifications. And that we should not procrastinate. We should not procrastinate devotion and bhakti. So in this way, Shri Maharaji, in this Prem Ras Madira, through this divine pad, he revealed, graced us with yet another reminder that past is bygone, future is obscure. We have the present in our hands. And that present is a gift. So it is entirely up to us to avail ourselves of that and dedicate this precious life in their loving remembrance. So with these words, I conclude my pravachan. Today was my last pravachan of the 3-part series that I just gave. And I wish you all ample devotion, ample grace of Shri Maharaji. All of you made the effort to be here on this camp, so you are worthy of receiving his divine grace. And it's so nice that all of you are here to participate and to deepen your understanding of Shri Maharaji's knowledge, which is directly from our divine scriptures. So, as a preacher, I humbly urge all of you to bring back with you these divine gems, these pearls, these of knowledge that has been showered upon us by Shri Maharaji back in our life, and live them practically. And you will experience it for yourself, how profound they are. And I have no doubt that even in these few days that you've been here, that Sri Maharaj's teachings have touched your heart. And how could they not? They are so profound and authentic, infused with the bliss and the grace of Sri Radha Krishna, which is what we are desiring every moment, we're looking for it out there in the world, but we're looking in the wrong place. But all of you are in the right place. This is where you find it. But when we go back out there, we bring this back with us to help us keep going and growing our sadhana so that you can return to Radha Madhav Dham to earn more bhakti and more grace and more blessings. So, Radhe Radhe to everyone. Shrimat Sadguru Sarkar ki, Shrimat Yugal Sarkar ki, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. So I forgot to mention that as of tomorrow evening,